Hello and welcome to FDS. My name is Nate and I am your host. Today we are talking about an unsanctioned cube. Okay, just to get it out of the way right out the box, this is actually a battle box, but I'm calling it a cube because I guess it just kind of is what it is. It's kind of a cube, I guess. I guess it could be called a cube. Could be a cube. It's a cube, it's a battle box. Yeah, it's kind of both. So I'm calling it a cube. It's mine, I'll call it what I want. Unsanctioned was a product that Wizards of the Coast came out with a couple of years ago, and it essentially was a little bit of a precursor to Jumpstart. It's kind of, again, like Smash Up, where you select two pre-constructed decks that are currently in the box, and then you put them together, and that makes a full 60-card deck with all lands and everything included. It has one deck for each color, and all of the cards come from the cards, from Unhinged, Unglued, Unstable, and they even made a couple of new cards for Unsanctioned. It's a lot of fun to play, and it's interesting because this was released almost like it was a board game in and of itself. You can probably find the Unsanctioned box still at big box stores and even at your local LGS for probably around retail price at this point. What's really fun about Unsanctioned is these cards are uncards, so you get to do a lot of things that you really typically only get to do in games where you're playing with the silver bordered cards, which a lot of play groups don't allow. So not a lot of people get this experience except around the time of a release of an unset, like recently with the release of Unstable a few years ago. But playing silver bordered sets is absolutely hilarious. It's a lot of fun. I honestly haven't laughed as hard as I have playing Unstable Draft in my life when playing Magic the Gathering. So I highly recommend that if you can pick up Unsanctioned, go ahead and do. And that's the great thing about it. You pick it up and you have all the cards. You're done. You don't have to worry about collecting anymore. And you also don't have to worry about having to chase down particular cards. So if you want an easy battle box to start with, you can't go wrong with an unsanctioned battle box. Why make an unsanctioned cube and/or battle box? The first reason, and to put it delicately, the stock packaging sucks. The insert that comes with the box doesn't fit the cards when they're double sleeved, and I highly recommend that you double sleeve these cards, not for collecting purposes, but just for longevity purposes. If you're going to be using this with any sort of frequency, then these cards are going to be getting smashed together a lot, played a lot, different people are going to be playing with them, so if you have some friends who are not as gentle as you are with your cards, then you'll want to double sleeve them. I don't even have the insert anymore. I threw it away almost immediately once I sleeved the cards because I had no use for it. Also, it's fun. It's another excuse to make a battle box. And as you may have noticed with the other videos here on the channel, I like building battle boxes. I really like the idea of Unsanctioned, where it's essentially just a box that sits on your shelf and you pull it down, open it up, your friends grab a couple decks, and you just sit down and play Magic. These kinds of things make Magic very accessible for a lot of different people. Another thing that I'm a big fan of is you can make other undecks. If you have cards from Unhinged, Unstable, Unglued, you can make new decks to put in with this if you want. Just like with the Jumpstart battle box, you can make your own Jumpstart packs. Here you can make your own Unstable half decks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the table and I'm going to walk through everything I used to put together this unsanctioned battle box cube thing. Let's go to the table. Okay, here's the unsanctioned box. Opening it up, as you can see, I do not have the insert. I still have the little paper though, because I always keep those kinds of things. And I just put them in Planeswalker deck boxes just for now to hold on to them. You get white, blue, black, red, and green decks. Each deck is monocolored, and I use Dragon Shield Silver matte sleeves, and I also use KMC Perfect Fits. I don't have a package that still has the KMC on the front. Now, with these, that's another reason why I wanted to make this, is because these are Planeswalker deck boxes that you get from those old Planeswalker packs. I don't really like them. They're not that great, and they really don't match the aesthetic of Unsanctioned. So I wanted to find a different solution, and I wanted to find a solution that was neutral. And so I found the Boulder 40 Plus. They are a little bit smaller in width than these Planeswalker decks. They fit the 30 card double sleeve packs a little better. So I went ahead and got boulders for each color. White I had to do clear because they don't have white, they only have clear. Alexander Clamilton. My name is Alexander Clamilton. There's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait, just you wait. Oh, I'm still recording. And so here you have all the colors. And so now let's go ahead and put it into the box. This is kind of for illustration, as you can see. Yeah, they don't really fit in there now very well. Like, it's clunky. It doesn't really fit well. I had this laying around. This is a art box that I got from, I think, AC Moore or something. Maybe it might have been Michael's. And it's one of those art boxes that comes with pastels, colored pencils, crayons, but really nice crayons. I guess that would be pastels. I don't know. Paints, oil paints, acrylic paints, all of that. One of those things with the dual thing that raises up. And we long ago went through all of those sets, and we still had this box, which is actually very well made. And so I had an idea. I thought I might do a little bit of work on it. And so coming back a little bit later, after some banging around on my tool bench, I came up with this. I had some extra foam lying around for my audio stuff. This is the cheap stuff. I don't do it with my more expensive stuff, but the dice fit in nicely. I cut in little divots for each, so that way they are nice and snug in those spots. They don't roll around. And the top doesn't have anything. I did try putting something in the top, but made it a little too tight. But this fits perfect. It just fits my needs. I absolutely love it. So let's go. Okay, so that's how I made my unsanctioned cube battle box. So the cards are double sleeved with Dragon Shield silver mats and KMC Perfect Fits. I went with the silver mat because the silver mat actually blends kind of nicely with the silver border of the uncards. And I really like that. I think it's clever. Let me have this. And then I just purchased the Boulder 40 Plus from Miniature Market. That was where I was able to find the different colors. The Boulder 40 Pluses you still can't get on Amazon. They aren't on the Ultimate Guard store on Amazon, but you can get them from Miniature Market as of right now, at least here in the States. I will have a link down below to those. They were about $5.99 a piece, which is very reasonable for what they are and how good they're made. The Dragon Shield, $11 as normal. KMC Perfect Fits, they usually run about $10 a pack if you get the packs individually. If you get the packs in bulk, which is what I typically do on Amazon, and I'll have a link down below to all of those, you can get a really deep discount. They end up being only a couple of bucks a pack if you go that route. As always, go to your local game store if possible, but here are some affiliate links on the video, and if you do use those and then make a purchase, it does help out the channel. We appreciate it. The box to put them in, obviously I got this separate. I think, interestingly enough, this box was like 20 bucks from AC Moore. I'm not suggesting that you go out and buy an art set so that way you can make this setup, but I do encourage you to come up with a solution if you don't want to go out and buy a box. If you have a nice box laying around that might fit these, go ahead and use it. I think the Dex Protection Quiver, the smaller one, I think would work great. I'll have a link down below for that. I think that would fit these perfectly if you wanted to have something that could be more on the go. And also just probably anything from Ultimate Guard would probably, one of the smaller boxes that fits boulders, that would work too. But I just wanted to come up with my own solution. And I also kind of like the silliness of it being like in its secret box. And also the box is silver bordered. It fits. This just kind of fit my aesthetic, and that's why I decided to go with this and a more custom option that I did myself rather than going with a purchased option. And then finally, Unsanctioned itself. Now, right now on Amazon, it is listed for $44, and I've seen it for that price around town. I believe it was originally going for $50, so it actually has come down in price just because it's very easy to get. It does come with full art lands, special full art lands that are specific just to Unsanctioned, which is nice if you like to use those lands. If that doesn't interest you, you can buy Unsanctioned and then probably sell off those lands and maybe make some money back. So that's an option as well. Now, before you go, I want you to click on that video right there, so that way you can build your Jumpstart Battle Box and start your Battle Box collection. This show is part of the CIP network, inspiring creativity, one episode at a time.